Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Tottenham Hotspur podcast, where we talk all things Manchester United, all things Tottenham Hotspur as well. Big up to everyone who's joined over from the raid from TJ's channel, where we just did the United Arsenal preview. And of course, I'm sure there'll be more questions about the United Arsenal game as well. And in regards to both United and Spurs, both yesterday were involved. Have I frozen on my end? Let's see. You lot, have I frozen on my end? What's going on here? Can you lot still hear me? Let me know in the chat. All right, it's just froze on my screen. Let me know. Fuck. This shit froze. What is going on? Am I back, people? Let me know if I froze. I didn't know if I froze on my end or not. That was crazy. Now I hear you and see you. All right, it froze on my end, like completely. The timer stopped, it froze. So yeah, both sides were involved in Europa League action. Manchester United drawing away to Real Sociedad 1-1. Should have done much better. But Spurs, though, I didn't watch their game, unfortunately, because they was at the same time as Manchester United. Not only did they lose 1-0 away to AZ Alkmaar, poor performance, all I've heard from Spurs fans. So let me bring in the man, the gang as well into the building. My screen is literally just froze again. StreamYard is just playing up. But let me bring in the Tottenham Hotspur representatives. Give me 1 second, people. Give me 1 second. Boom, there we go. StreamYard bugging out, playing up. Jacob's in the building. De Niro's in the building. What you man saying, man? What's good? What's good? Good, Jacob?
Hey, big up, big up. That was crazy. There was two of you for a second.
Yes, there was.
I don't know. We got enough white women in the world for that, but big up to you. Big up everybody. Hey, big up the white ladies too. Shit. But hey, how we doing?
That is crazy. De Niro, what you telling me, man? You good? Man said there was. You good, bro?
Yeah. I've had enough blood.
Right, you've had. Oh, you know what? Let's start there, man. You said you've had enough. Talk about it, De Niro. You sound pissed.
See,
we'll
I
go
didn't
right
mention
there.
nothing about Tottenham. That was the reason.
No, he didn't say nothing. He just said, "Yo, I've had enough." De Niro, floor is yours, fam. What have you had enough about? Chat to
Nah, I've had enough. Bro,
Chat to
1-0 against AZ Alkmaar, bro. What did I say last week? I said, this is Spurs, bro. This should be one of them ties where we just go in there, get a nice and clean derby. But no. By the way, I haven't slept. This is a voice of I'm tired, bro. Listen, man's tired of the inconsistencies since the day I started supporting this team. Man's tired of getting called Spursy. Man's tired of having to go to different environments and man saying, what, you support Spurs, and starting to laugh. Man's tired of getting into trophy talks and I can't even make a statement, bro. Man's tired of having to, when people are comparing their teams and saying we won this trophy and that, I just gotta stay silent. Man's tired of seeing other teams buying players. I see lower league teams buying more players than we've ever bought. A man's tired of never ever being able to say that my club has bought an established football player, bro. This is the sound. This is the voice of a guy that's tired, man. If, bruv. Hey, man. Hey, just a moment of silence, man. But, bro, sorry, let me continue, bro. Man's tired of giving certain other content creators a one-up on us, bro. We come here, bro, every week. We have to talk about this team. I'm tired, bro. If I could just swap clubs, I would do it. But loyalty is the best policy, bro.
Yeah,
man's tired, bro. I'm tired, bro. How can you be letting this club is letting man like TJ dunk on man like Tony dunk on man like a gal dunk on man. Bro, I know their clubs are whack, but bro, my club is just whacker, bro. I went to work today, bro.
Yeah.
A guy that's in my workplace, he really made my day a tough day today, bro. I'm tired, man. This is what we're going through, and once again, like I say, bro, there's no more defending, there's no more deflecting, there's no more. Oh, don't worry, your club is on the way up. On the way up to where, bro? On the way up to where? This should be a game where we should have just, everybody's gonna say there's a second leg. everybody's gonna say, don't worry, have some hope. This is why man has no hope. Flawless made that joke last week. He said, "See, that's a good guess, bro. See, I should have never have made that prediction, bro. I should have never have made that prediction." So, yeah, bro. I just started for. I don't even forget analysis, all of that. I don't care. Man's tired.
I can
Man's
tell
tired.
you.
I'll let Jacob do the analysis and all that. He's still a Spurs fan that's got hope. Me, I got no hope, bro. This club is finished. It's been finished since the day I started supporting the club. All you man that were before the 90s, yeah, well done. You get me? You man got to see trophies. I'm a 2000s baby, brother. Man ain't seen nothing. The one, I'll keep repeating, the one trophy I saw, it's not even a trophy that exists anymore, bro. And yeah, you can try and say, yeah, the Carabao Cup is the version of the Carling Cup. I don't give a toss. The name isn't there anymore. So, shout out Jonathan Woodgate, the last guy that actually did something for my club. As for the rest of them, man, I can't lie. It's dark. Yeah, man. Harry Kane is just about is looking like he's gonna win a trophy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
we're gonna
looking
win
like
this
he's
league.
gonna win a trophy. Yeah. Eric Dyer. Eric, just taking my words, bro. Eric Dyer is looking like he's gonna complete something this season. And I still have to sit here. I still have to sit here in 2025, bro. In 2025, brother, man's turning 25, bro. And you mean to tell me that I ain't one? Hey, Jacob, what Jacob, take over, man. Take over, take
Yeah,
over.
before you continue that, these are just some comments from Ange. Big up to Warrior J as well. For being kind enough as always to put the quotes from the managers. So this is Pastor Koglu on the game. Says it wasn't great from us tonight. Pretty much all facets of the game. We didn't really get to grips with any part of the game. We struggled to gain any momentum with the ball. We weren't as aggressive as we needed to be without the ball. It was a tricky service, but having said that, we kind of knew that from yesterday. And yeah, we just didn't tackle the challenges. We head out there in a real positive way. We went out there in a real positive way. That allowed AZ to get into rhythm, which when you're playing away from home, it's difficult to stem the tide. Went on to say, and why it's such a big game for Spurs players who didn't really seem up for it. He said, look, it's a combination of things, but we'll analyze it and have a look at the areas we struggled with. But it's fair to say, yeah, we was nowhere near the level it needed to be. Any further thoughts on that, De Niro, before we go to Jacob?
You don't say, you flipping wellad. You don't say all that stuff that you're saying. What else were you gonna say, bro? That's you don't say, bro. Yeah, we weren't up for it, bro. We're never up for nothing, bro. This should have been a game that we go into. Yeah, I'm not saying we need to win 5-0, bro. This should have just been a game we go into. Even if we even took a draw, bro, I would have said, you know what? At least this is, you get me, away from home, whatever you take a draw or whatever. And I believe, what's it called? I believe that in this case, if I'm correct, yeah, I believe that in this case, hopefully, the next leg will beat them, and that's what I'm hoping for, innit?
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, like this manager, bro, you're saying the surface, bro. Don't put no surface in there. I don't care about the surface, bro. Everybody has to deal with some type of surface or whatever, bro. The surface is what you deal with. It's football, bro. You know what team you're playing against. I don't give a toss about the surface, bro. Man, are professional footballers. No one, you're coming to me to talk to me about surface. Guys are going to Tamworth, bro, and obviously that's a surface you that was bad. But I don't give a toss about surface, bro. Premier League, you get me. When we played them, we should have done better. We've come to this club to this Europa League game knowing, okay, cool. This is at least one lane that we can go down, and maybe there should be hope. Look at Arsenal, bro. The same team that we this weekly. Everybody wants to see them take L's. They came to PSV, which we expected them to win, and slap them 7-1 with that dead front line of theirs. And you mean to tell me that my club, bro, we're playing against AZ Alkmaar, and everybody wants to say, yeah, other Spurs fans want to compare the club to teams like Arsenal and all these teams, because I've seen Spurs fans trying to do this, bro. I've had Spurs fans arguing with me when I say this club, the players aren't as good as you think they are, and you guys want to compare them to all these clubs, but them clubs, bro, when they play against these type of teams, and there's a point to be proven, because Arsenal can see a route. They personally, I like the confidence. You man are gonna get slapped by Real Madrid if you play them. I'm just saying, you know. But I like the confidence of the fact that when they went into that PSV game, majority of them there weren't no like type of doubts. Majority of them, and like I say, bro, they came out of the game 7-1. Could you expect Spurs to do that? You get me, bro. But you don't want to compare Spurs to being in the top 6, bro. But I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen them doing nothing like that. And this is the thing, bro. Man's team, bro. We at the end of the day, players, like I said, I thought, yeah, players coming back, maybe we can do something. I guess not, bro. But we'll see. I believe, obviously, in the second leg, we'll beat them, innit? Honestly speaking. But bro, if we don't beat them, I can't lie, bro. We may have to just wrap up the all the Spurs shows on the internet. You understand? Just wrap all of the Spurs shows up. Jacob may as well just change this from the United Spurs of America just to the United of America. And yeah, bro, that's what I believe, bro. You get me, bro? Because can't keep going like this, bro. We can't keep doing this, bro. So yeah, man, this is it, bro. This is it still.
First, Jacob, what you say, man? Thoughts on De Niro's start of the show? I didn't expect it to start there, but yeah, your thoughts on the game first and foremost before we get on to Ange Postecoglou.
Well, I think De Niro epitomizes kind of what every Spurs fan's pretty much feeling at this juncture. In regards to the game, the fact that AZ ALKMAAR, and I was joking all week, god dang it, about what is an ALKMAAR? What is that? An ALKMAAR? It doesn't even sound Dutch.
You're such an idiot.
It sucks. And it sucks because I found out what an ALKMAAR is. And that's just, we couldn't deal with their press. And it's yet again an average team that we just can't deal with the press. You press us ever so slightly and we can't deal with it. I've seen this with our first team. I've seen it with our second team. It just kind of seems like the inability to string 2-3 passes together. To me, at this point, they're Bonnie and Clyde, and I'm the police pulling up on them. Basically, is how I feel. All of it is Bonnie and Clyde, and it just needs to get sprayed with machine guns. This is where we're at, because I don't see like the players are at fault, Ainge is at fault, the management is at fault, the front office, the owners, everything is at fault, and now the pitch is at fault too. So fuck it, everybody. What is that Biggie line? I ain't gonna say it on your channel and get you demonetized, but there's a famous Biggie line where he says, "The kids, the dog, everybody's something, no lying." So that's kind of how I feel. No one's safe from the smoke at this point, and everyone's to blame, because whether that's tactics or players, I don't really give a damn. You can't deal with the press. You can't deal with stringing 2-3 passes together. That's it's pretty tough to deal with, I'll be honest, because when you look at what we did versus them, we beat them 1-0 when we had them at home, and it was off of a Richarlison conversion on a penalty. And today, whatever day it was, you know, we lost 1-0 on a Lucas Bergvall own goal. I texted somebody, I said, you know, if he had scored that at the other end, we'd be talking about worldy, because it was like a side heel click, like he's goddamn Dorothy at Wizard of Oz trying to click her heels and go home, but he clicked that ball and it went home to the fucking own goal. So thank you for that, Lucas Bergvall. And then you've got all these cucky fans, excuse me, I don't want to say cucky, let's just say hotel chair merchant fans, that are like, how dare Vicario come over and say anything to me? Bruh, he did a pump up the volume type of shit. Like, what are we talking about? If people get, I spent money to go there. Okay. I don't get how spending money, that's your choice to spend money. Vicario didn't send you a fucking email saying, hey, Johnny Stevens, come onto the game and spend X amount of dollars, and then I'll tell you how to feel after the game. It's just a lot of weird behavior, but again, it's been weird behavior from Spurs fans all fucking year.
Why,
so
what
I'm
did
not
Vicario
surprised.
do? You enlighten me. What did he actually do?
After the game, he went up to the crowd and was like doing this.
Oh, he's
He
trying
just
to
did
G up the
this.
crowd.
He did this, and they were like, "You son of a bitch! Don't you tell me how to feel?" And it's like, what is wrong with people? People have a serious issue in life that a guy who's on the team that you support comes over. And I was quote tweeting a few people joking. I was like, players, hey supporters, we could really use some support right now, with a flexing emoji and a praying emoji. And then the supporter says, don't tell me how to feel, fuck you. So it's just kind of a weird, there's such a disconnect between the players and fans, and at every level we're just so disconnected, I think, that it's just all coming to a head. Again, I've said it several times on a lot of these different episodes we've done together, that when you continually, it's like mental health issues. Let's put it that way. When you just constantly compartmentalize and you say, put that there. Oh, well, with Conte, we did this. And with Jose, we did. You're compartmentalizing your issues. And then what's going to happen is all them issues are going to fester and become something else. And then now you're seeing an amalgamation of that. A club that first team has been mishandled for years and years and years. And I've said it when we've gotten good results, when we've gotten bad results. This club has been mishandled for years and years and years. It is problems that have predated before I even knew what the hell an Ange Postecoglou was. But guess what? We are now at the lowest of the low, because eventually it is a trend that will always go down. You might have your slight little bumps here and there, but it is all going down. And we're here. We're here. Losing 1-0 to ALKMAAR, the Saudi Arabian Netherlands team. But no, I mean, kudos to them. They're pressing us, and they've made a bunch of people whose names I didn't fucking know, except for Troy Parrott. They all just bullied us.
Wait, did Troy Parrott play for them?
Yeah, they signed him this summer. Okay. We sold him in the summer to ALKMAAR, because he was doing really well for somebody in the Eredivisie last year. I can't remember, some other. Okay. Not the go-ahead Eagles, which is a team that plays ALKMAAR, which is a team that beat us. So, you know, it's just, but I will also caveat it with this. Like I said a lot of bads, but this is not the first silly, stupid, bitch-ass result in European competitions I've seen us lose to Dinamo Zagreb 3-0 to a coach who's in fucking prison at the moment. And he's in there with his jail yard walkie-talkie. Hey, make sure the fullbacks are pushing up high when we're in possession in the lower third. All right, yeah, that's what we losing to. And we also lost, what was it? It was Zagreb, Pacos Ferreira. Like the list goes on. What is the fuck is a Pacos Ferreira? I had no idea. I thought it was a dish I could order at the local fucking meat market here in El Paso, Texas. We got a lot of chicharron type of places. Little barrios where you can find the nice little cuts of meat. But I don't know what the fuck a Pacos de Ferreira is, but they beat us and they trolled us on social media. It's just, when you've been the butt of a joke for so long and you've tried to fight it for so long, eventually you just say, okay, I am Humpty Dumpty looking motherfucker. I am a piece of shit. I will crawl into a hole and just cease to exist. But I've always kind of tried to fight against that. But, you know, I think the course has really kind of been ran. You lose that second leg to ALKMAAR. You lose the second leg to them.
Are you confident about turning around the second leg? I'm asking you a prediction, but are you confident going into that time? Yeah.
Am I confident that when I leave this room, my wife's not going to either want to hit me, kiss me, or hate me, or love me?
We know that she wants to hit you. Like, that's without.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Confidence. Ain't no confidence. I know something's going to happen.
She definitely wants to hit you, guaranteed. If you ask her right now, do you want to hit me every time you see me? She has
kicked me before, you know,
course.
Greg Berhalter style.
You know what I'm saying? I've spoken to you enough to know what it's probably like being around you 24.
It's tough for her. Yeah, you know. Yeah, if I got a bruise on the leg, what's that compared to the weeks and weeks and years of verbal dealing with me? Yeah, you've only known me for a handful of years. She's known me longer.
Because I know you wake up
and lived with me. Yes, there's no just closing the computer and Jacob go away. You know what I'm saying? I'm in your living room, baby. What were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
Oh, about confidence. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm confident that some bullshit is going to happen. I'm confident that everybody's going to
All right.
overreact one way or the other to that bullshit.
If you do go out, is that the final straw if you lot lose and go out to ALKMAAR at home?
Bro, I'm Jack hanging on the fucking door. All right?
Yeah, like,
I'm
you
about to let
still,
go.
like, at
I'm
this
about to
point,
let
yeah.
go.
At this point, you can't, like, he can't survive that. I'm not talking just from, I'm talking both aspects. Surely from a fan aspect to any people who are still defending him, and surely from a board aspect, if you lot go out to ALKMAAR. Like, if you lot went out to Lazio, that's a whole different thing, or Roma, or Athletic Bilbao. You hear that, but ALKMAAR.
ALKMAAR. What the fuck is that? It's a city, apparently, I learned in the Netherlands.
There we go. See,
but again,
you every day, Jacob. Yes.
Yeah. And they all say AZ. Why are you saying AZ? What are we, the police reading out a license plate number? Just say AZ ALKMAAR. I don't know. It's phonetics. Anyway, horrible. Again, I've seen it versus Crystal Palace. They just apply a gentle press to us for majority of the match. And yeah, they get ran down. But again, they started making their substitutions to bring on fresh legs to continue that high press. They were really suffocating us. And, you know, for a team that allegedly likes to build from the back, we didn't look comfortable doing that either. I thought everybody has blood on their hands except for Jed Spence. He made, I think, 1 or 2 mistakes. But you know what? Motherfucker, you get a pass. You get the biggest hall pass ever, because you know, when the fans are flipping off Ainge, calling him a wanker, fat, see you next Tuesday, you know what? The only player that stood up for him was the aforementioned Jed Spence, who allegedly is ruining, or Ainge is ruining him. He's got to hate Ainge because of the relation. There's all type of random bullshit people want to throw in there, which again, it's weird because we all say we want a player to show passion, show fight, show heart, and fucking Vicario's wearing the captain's armband because our 2 previous captains were being little bitches on the fucking day. 0-0-0s all across the motherfucking board for both of them. But the one guy who's like, come on, guys, pump up the volume. We can fucking do it. They're like, fuck you. Don't tell me how to feel, you piece of shit. I paid money. Ooh. It's like, yeah, you did, to come to a fucking game, and you fucking went to the game. Now, it's like, I paid money. How dare you play the game and not win the game? It's like, shut up. Shut up. If you're like this tight on money, oh, I'm a working man and I took time off of work and all this bullshit, then don't. It's like cyberbullying. It's as real as you want it to be. It affects you as much as you want it to be.
Cyberbullying, yeah.
Bro, just close the computer. Guess what? Yeah. Now Johnny 666 78 910 ain't fucking talking shit. Guess what? It's closed. So that's my point. These fans want to get mad at Vicario for doing this after the game. He's like, come on, guys, pump up the fucking volume. And they're like, fuck off. You piece of shit. How dare you show passion? How dare you ask me to feel something other than I spent money on this? You know how many times I spent money and it was like, well, shit, at least I had a good time. I don't know. Maybe it's just my philosophy on life. Motherfucker's tight over $60. Chill out, bro. You can go make that at McDonald's.
Damn. But yeah, to Dudley says, well, I got what Jacob was talking about. I've spoken to him enough to read between the lines. Jez, what are you telling me? You good?
Hey, what are you saying? What are you saying?
All blessed, man. All blessed. We'll go to you. Actually, now ask you the question. No, let me ask Jacob this question again. So, Jacob, if you do indeed lose to ALKMAAR, the second leg, and get knocked out, surely do you believe that has to be the end on both parts? Like, the fans will know. Fans who are backing the manager will still not back him, and surely the board have to get rid of him then, or get rid of him by the end of the season. There's no way he survives. Or do you think he does? You think he potentially survives if you do get knocked out?
I really do feel as though a lot of the vibe since whatever the hell you want to call that 1-0 bullshit we just suffered, a lot of the tone is people just more apathetic, like, I think this is it, like, I don't know how you really come back from that. I don't know how you, yeah, you lose to ALKMAAR, bro. I ain't gonna stand in the way of you falling down the slide, if that makes sense. Like, I've been doing my best to hold the door like the motherfucker in Game of Thrones. I've been holding this goddamn door, and now you played Timo. Mikey Moore's not getting any minutes, and Mikey Moore, the first time we played ALKMAAR, he was our best fucking player. He was he was dangerous. He was lethal. He was slicey and dicey. Motherfucker looked like a fresh young man shooting craps at a bachelor party. He was feeling it. And this guy don't get no minutes. And then last Premier League match, he gets left out of the squad for Timo fucking Werner, who did get some microwave minutes. But I'd rather Mikey Moore get the motherfucking microwave minutes if that's all the fucking microwave minutes available. But guess what? I'm sympathetic to the fact that like I don't know the players as well as the fucking guy who sees them every day in the building. But what I do know is this. It was very clear in that first half we weren't doing shit. So I don't know why you carried on. We brought Odebert in the second half thinking that was going to change something. It didn't. He just ran in, motherfuckers doing his best Sancho United impression.
Damn.
I'm not talking about, yeah, but it just a lot of, so yeah, to answer your question, I know I'm kind of going around and dancing through the forest or crying through the forest while I dance. Either way, it is a fucking, we are there, bro. We are there. It's like, you know, the hypothetical, they're like, all right, you know, gun to your head, you got to vote left or vote right. And it's like, we're there, buddy. AZ ALKMAAR, even Bournemouth, you could argue, because that is a team that I'm looking at. This is a true 6-pointer for Tottenham Hotspur, AFC Bournemouth, a true 6-pointer for Tottenham Hotspur. How the fuck does that sound? Michael B. Jordan's enjoying his fucking whatever he bought. He owns part of them, I think, now, and then he helped design one of the worst shitty looking kits I've ever seen last year. Weirdo. But sure, Wakanda.
What?
He was in Wakanda, right?
Yes, he was. I don't know what Michael B. Jordan has to do with this conversation.
He owns part of Bournemouth.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I did not know.
So I was just trying to talk a little shit.
Oh, right.
Yeah. He's a shareholder. He's a shareholder.
Yeah.
And he designed. It was like our owner and our dude designed our shirt, and it was like, what kind of collar is that? I'll put that on my kid. They fucking take him away for child abuse. It's like razor blade neck collar around. It's an ugly ass shirt. He needs to stick to acting because he's good at that.
Yeah, he bodied that. But Jez, we'll go to you, man. Thoughts on the loss to ALKMAAR? I know you didn't watch the game in full and only watched it.
I did watch the game. I just didn't finish it.
See,
when I jumped on the stream, I just I just watched the United game, the second half. Like I had to get on a little bit, but the second half, but it was clear that nothing was going to happen. I mean, I said last week that trying to have 1-1, worst case scenario 1-0 loss. And sorry, under the weather. And we had a 1-0 loss. So I predicted like one of the two scores that I said was going to happen. I don't think we was going to go there and get a result necessarily that everybody would be getting happy with, like a win or something. But I did fear the idea of the fact that the team just hasn't been playing well. Just like we've been winning games, but you would want it to look much better. So I did consider, and I did say that AC ALKMAAR is not a bad team. Like I think they're beatable. I think we made them a lot. I thought when we played the game, I thought we made them look a lot better than they are. But they're still a capable team. So it's not like it's funny because remember when we did the Roma Bilbao game, and I said you can see two teams right there. Even if things don't pull off, you can see everything that they're trying to do. There's a purpose there, and the players know what they're doing exactly in terms of making the right decisions when they have to do. If it doesn't end up in a goal, it's because maybe a player missed it or keeper makes a save and all that. And we saw like two teams who equally much, and you can see like both need really understanding how good each team is. But with Tottenham, you can, and also how in contrast, obviously you're using Man United and Spurs, how you can see two teams where like you can see maybe question marks in terms of the coaching aspects and also the lack of quality from the players. So it's just what it has been whole season, to be honest. Like I'm not really in the side of shit, I'm crushing out. I can't believe that we've seen performances like this season. And these are performances that I think you can oversee from these players. Like I think people tweet about, a different manager wouldn't have us. Yes, a different manager would have us because we have seen it for like how many years now. It's not a thing of like that the managers only are the reasons for it. It's also the players having to also go and step up. I think after the game, I think Son said something about how it's a reality check. How many bro, we've been having reality checks probably since 2020. Forget this year. So nah, like I'll be honest, I'm just not really crashing out again. Poor game. We can see just poor players. I didn't feel that. I didn't felt like we just didn't know how to really do anything against them. And I feel like this is when we was having the stream about when me and Daniel was talking about this is how do you make a team play to what you want to do? How do you want to control a match to your liking? I thought this was what AC ALKMAAR was doing, where they knew all you have to do against a Tottenham team is to pack out the middle and let the players from the wide areas beat us, because you're not going to get beaten by Son most of the time. You're not going to get beaten by Johnson most of the time.
They knew
Child
they had
can't
no
play
single
back.
passer player. Yeah.
No, we're playing with advanced. We're playing with inverted midfielders, but inverted fullback. But then all you gotta do then mark out certain players out of the game. For example, mark out like Kulusevski, if he's playing, mark him out of the game. Kulusevski wasn't playing, so make sure that Madison can't really get going in the game. And who's gonna create then in that game then? Doesn't really like Kulusevski's not gonna play the game against Bournemouth, against I said the next week too. So really truly, if you Bournemouth and AC ALKMAAR, all you gotta do is make sure that Madison can't get going or can't do anything. Just have somebody mark him, and then let the players like Paul or Spence or Edogi or Johnson, Son be the guys who create for the team, because you know they're not going to create to the level that you would want to. So, and not having Sri Lanka through the middle doesn't help, because I feel like a lot of teams do struggle when they play against Sri Lanka. Whereas with Tel, I cited that again on the last stream. And I think even Ange said in the comments today that the plan is one of the plans was that if Dom comes back from injury, that he plays left wing. And I keep saying this. I watched this guy since he joined Bayern. I watched this guy when he was in the Rennes Academy. This is not a striker. So when I see stuff out here, obviously, can you do better? As I said last week, 100% he can do better. But again, I'm not gonna have that necessarily expectation for a player playing a striker when I know he's not equipped to do that. And like I said last week, this is a player that was playing didn't even properly start like 5 games this season for Bayern. So I don't know what people was trying to expect from him, trying to do that. Obviously, maybe a bit better, maybe with certain touches here and there, certain areas, be a bit more efficient with the ball. Even if you play striker, yes, you can be better than that. 100%, he's better. He's a lot better than we have seen. But at the same time, you're not going to put players in the stronger situation. This is what you're going to get. So now, again, it's just not for me. There's really nothing really to crush out about, because, like, again, obviously, you guys just really talked about, obviously, if Ange loses against Bournemouth and we lose against AZ, could he be gone? I'll be honest. And what's the plan? Because because obviously, I have many conversations. I've been probably since January saying that I think it's time for the manager to go. But again, I always talk about what's the plan. I think since
after him, yeah.
Yes, because do you want to appoint Ryan Mason for the end of this season? Because that's the same as keeping Anchemar, unless the fans in the stadium are like totally toxic. I mean, fuck the fans anyway. Me and personally, like I was talking about on my own stream when I was playing Hogwarts yesterday.
Make sure you follow Jeff on Twitch as well.
Yeah, man, on Twitch, man. So yeah, playing Hogwarts and that. But I was saying this how I saw a little bit of like how apparently Madison and Vicario was having to go at the, and of course it's just Spurs Twitter overdoing it. When I saw the clip, all Vicario did was just waving up his hands, and I saw the fans saying "See you on Tuesday," flipping up the players, and I'm like, the players didn't even say anything. So for me, again, Spurs Twitter just overreacting. Okay, shit is already like I always said, I hate people who are trying to make shit worse than it already is. You know, like it's already a shit situation, but then there's always people running around trying to make things worse than really what it is. I really didn't see anything wrong, but yeah, going back to what I was saying with the manager though, what's the plan? Because I've been having this conversation a little bit today with other people across all platforms and shit, and I've been talking about how probably Jones is probably the last manager that was our first choice option. So Conte, yes, was the first option, but he didn't want to join us in the summer. Then we didn't get our second option in like Nagelsmann. We didn't get. Actually, I don't even think Conte was our first option. I think it was Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann rejected us. Enrique rejected us, and obviously we had so many managers rejecting us where we got to a point after Jones where we had to go and hire Nuno. You saw how Nuno ended, and then we had to beg. We was desperate. The fans were angry. Shit was going down, and then one hiring of Antonio Conte, overpaying him and giving him money and all that. Fans were happy, but then you saw after the Conte era, same shit happened again. Nagelsmann first option never happened. Enrique second option never happened. Slot another option never happened. He started at final. He knew that I can probably get a better job than the season after also, which he did. Then you go. Who else was on the list after Slot? I got to a point where Pochettino was considered. Again, rehiring back. This whole desperate the football club got about the football, but I think inside the football club, there's still people who don't want to admit the wrongs what they did back then by rehiring him back. Even though I do believe it was time for him to go back then, but that's a debate for another day. And then this is how we ended up with Ange. So now we are here in a situation where next week we could talk about how the manager could be gone. But again, I keep asking the question: what's the plan? Do you hire Ryan Mason? He goes to the end of the season, and what's the next? Because nobody can convince me that this is a job that any manager that I personally rate takes the job. Are we going to then make the same mistakes again? Are we going to have Jonathan Lange still appointed as the director of football, bringing in the signings?
So you're saying the hierarchy upstairs? Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. Because again, in reality of things is how the season has gone. If Ange were to get sacked, I don't really have a problem. But the reality is, I'm always about a plan. What can we do to improve? What can? Hey, that's funny.
Yo, man's got Chris in the cloud choking, man.
I mean, this is what it is, bro. This is what it is. Like,
he's already dead.
Like, what I'm saying, fuck it, like, bro. Like sometimes you have to. Like, I'll be honest, because I've seen people say Sebastian Hoeneß. They're saying who want me, like, but then we are the ones who make it. Like, we are the ones who be the toxic ones, but then expect you to come in and be like the good wife or some shit.
Who want me though?
Like, and so this is what I'm saying is that again, people say Sebastian Hoeneß, some guys saying Fonseca. I mean, I don't know why you would want that, but whatever. I'll be honest. At this current state where Tottenham is at, why? But at this current state where Tottenham is at, honestly, we deserve managers like Ten Hag. We deserve managers like Terzic.
No,
this is the money. This is
if
no.
You not,
this
if
is
you
the
not
level.
Get Ten Hag, if you not get Ten Hag, I'm out. I'm just saying that.
No, I mean, bro, you think you out? I'm out.
I'm out, man. Like I'm leaving.
I'm half. Like, bro, like I'm half out anyway because again, I always say it all the time. Yes, I support the club, but I don't have support bullshit. I don't have support bullshit. That's the reality. So for me, it's like.
Before Ainge, I was looking into fucking Argentinian league games, watching a dude named Gallardo because his last name is the same as my mother's maiden name. That's how low we were. Ainge Postecoglou was fifth choice, some shit. Because everyone else, dude was like, I'd rather manage River Plate than go to Tottenham. That's where we're at.
Yes. So for me, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Like for me, it's like again. Good managers that OV rate and all the fans say, get this manager. All the names that I've seen from Spurs fans on Twitter or on group chat, these managers are not going to take this job because we've seen in previous season these managers understand. Hold on a second, let me see if this job is going to be available in the season afterwards. Sebastian Hoeneß is someone who you can say maybe he can get the Bayern job inside like the next 2 years. Who knows? Who else is another manager that people want to have? Nagelsmann is working for Germany. He's not going to leave Germany after the World Cup. So again, the question mark is who's left? Do you want Areola? Because for me, Areola has a lot of very similarities with
Ainge.
That's exactly. there's a lot of similarities to him, and I rate Areola as a manager. Do you want to bring what's his name at Ipswich, McKenna? Is this going to really inspire people? Do you want to bring who was the other guy? Marco Silva. To be fair, I think Marco Silva is doing a decent job at Fulham, to be honest. But again, is this what's gonna is this gonna be enough to overcome what we also then have to deal with the fact that what's happening in the board and the people who are upstairs, who those people who are at the end of the day the guys who have to support the manager and make sure it's an environment where you want to be here and want to be setting a standard of winning. I don't think so. So for me, it's like,
well, the standard right now is people posting Ryan Mason comps.
Again,
I know my gaffer. I love my gaffer.
So for me,
God, they all had worse head injuries than Ryan Mason had in his playing career.
Because you know it's copium. Because people just want to feel good for just the short term. Like people love short term relationships. This is what
look at his win percentage.
No, I'm saying, and I say it all the time. Mason should have just left the club, so the club can't keep offering this job all the time. And managers,
no, he's just like the players. He's enjoying the shit out of this fucking easy peasy lemon squeeze.
Yeah, so now, but I'm saying, going back to what I was saying is that again, for me, Ange can get some hold today. Cool, but the question mark that are always going to happen at the end of the day is, what's the plan? Because I generally can't tell you what I want because I don't trust what's happening upstairs.
De Niro, let me ask you this in regards to it, because I know you want Andrew, and obviously you've made that clear. Is there any manager out there in particular that you would like to bring in? And second, do you trust your board to go and get the correct next guy? Or at least for it to be better than this?
Well, I'll be real, there's no manager that I see, but what I will say is that that's the board's job to get that done, bro. You understand? The board's job as a fan, that's not none of our jobs to get that done. The board's job is to identify who would be the best fit, which which really and truly, I wouldn't even say they've struggled to do. It's just that they don't back the managers that they bring in, you understand? And obviously people will say that they do, but they don't, because really and truly, name me a time where Spurs have made a statement player. The closest to statement player that we probably made, that we've bought, is Perisic, and we bought him when he had no legs, bro. So,
can I ask you real quick? But this is exactly what it is. Not only backing in that aspect, but one thing that I think people keep forgetting is setting a standard. That's the biggest issue that I have. It's cool if you bring in a manager. It's cool if you bring one high marquee signing. But if you're not setting a standard of, okay, we want to be in 2-3 seasons wanting to compete for a Premier League title, then this is what you're gonna get. Again, players. How many times have I sat here said there's so many players who could have been left the football club years ago, but why? Because they're allowed by the football club to stay here because the club says, oh, it's all good. As long as we get a price that we think is right for you, then we can let you go. You saw what happened with the Emerson Royale saga. It took us nearly a whole month to sell them.
I know you gotta go, so blessings, yeah. Big up, man.
We're
gonna read that.
If y'all see Ryan Mason becomes our manager for any said reason at all, don't check on me. Don't come looking for me. Don't ask me nothing. I don't want to hear not words from any human being that isn't my baby's going bleep, bloop, blah, bloop. All right? Outside of that, like you, bro, we've traded Luka and we're going to have Ryan Mason. I don't know that I'm going to be able to handle that. So don't come looking for me. Don't fucking talk to me. Don't even look at me. I'm going to be that guy, that crazy homeless guy. You fucking make eye contact. Anyway, I do got to go, but this club is a shambles. De Niro, his opening, I think, epitomizes every Spurs fan. I think it was so, I could feel the sadness, and it's how it feels. But, hey, you beat Bournemouth. That's a 6-pointer. You beat ALKMAAR. Guess what? Now we're on to the next opponent that will hopefully not do as bad against. I don't know. Maybe just get some shots on target before 80 minutes would be good. That's my next step.
Okay. All right. You know, make sure you subscribe to United Spurs of America. We will be redirecting there when we close out. Gonna have the link in the title, the links underneath in the description. But go on, carry on, Jess. Carry on.
Now, because quickly before them go, it's like this is what I can say. Like I think I'm looking at it from a whole perspective of like, what is the football club's achieve target? Because it's all good if you sign players that we all like as fans, but if the football club tell us just get top 4 and everything is fine, fuck all that. I'll be honest. This is not. This should not. This is not this what we. I always say, if Newcastle had the ability of spending like we have, Newcastle would be competing right now for league titles and Champions League. So I'm sitting here because Tottenham don't have these restrictions like Newcastle have. But again, for us, it's all about profits, making sure fans come to the stadium and all that. So for me, I'll be honest, we can hire a manager that maybe fans like. We can buy players that the fans like. Remember, we was all happy when Madison joined. I was happy when he joined. I was happy when Kulusevski joined and all these type of guys. And I was happy when certain managers came in. But if the standard is not there, if the standard doesn't come from the top, how is this football club ever changing? I think that's the biggest issue personally. But I'll let you continue now. Sorry.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah, I can't lie. I agree with him still, but then even them signers that you mentioned, obviously, you like I say, he's somebody that watches all the different leagues. See them signers when they came in, bro. Man did not give a toss, bro. I literally saw them signers, bro. I said, bro, yeah, it's all good and that, but it's not to me. They're not statement signers to me, bro. Like for me, statement signings, I've seen even like, for example, let me think of a club who makes like a statement signing. I've even seen like what's it called? Aston Villa, yeah. Now, you see, even with Aston Villa, like if you look at their team, obviously people will say what's it called? The team, some of the players, they're not statement signers. But for me, I look at some of the players in their team as statement signers. Because their team, let's say for instance, let me think, let's say Leon Bailey at the time when they got Leon Bailey or whatever, yeah. Now, I would prefer to have Leon Bailey, and I'm not talking down on people like Odegaard or something, or those type of players, but I'd prefer to have a Leon Bailey over Odegaard, because I'm not even saying like we need to get the maddest of players. You understand? Because we're
saying
Spurs
it's
still.
about intent. Like if you
Yeah,
go and
this is it. This is it. It's about the intent. Yeah, because even like now, what's it called? Barca. You see Barca, yeah. I'll even use Barca as an example. Barca, when they had a period of time where they were in a bit of a rut, obviously after Messi left, yeah. And then the players that they were buying, I wouldn't say they were statement buyers, but they're players that, you get me, it's the intent that you could see, okay, cool, they're trying to get back to the top spot. You understand? They want to get back to the top spot, let's say. Sorry. So now they've got players like Rafinha, yeah, who when he was at Leeds, obviously we've seen the quality he had. Now, if you look at that, it's not like he's a big signing compared to who could I think of that's a good player in our league. It's not like he's a signing I don't even know
I'm
if,
trying to
but
think of a big signing. I get the point you're making.
yeah,
It wouldn't be like going to sign if a team went and signed, say you went and got a Barella or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you know, if somebody went and got Barella from Inter Milan, that's like, oh, that's a strand. So I get your point. Yeah,
exactly. So it's like it's like an intense signing, and then it's like, look at it now. You understand? The signing now is paying off. You understand? Barca are even like coming back to a certain point. I'm not saying they're the Barca of before, but at least, you know, understand they're playing in the Champions League. They're getting W's in the league. They're doing better than what they were without Messi at a certain point. So for me, it's like with Spurs, we've never, in my opinion, made a signing like that. The closest to that, like I say, of a big statement was Perisic, but we got Perisic when his legs were gone. Then the second closest to that is probably Solanke, and Solanke to me is
Dumbler, to be honest.
Double as well.
Because you gotta remember how because he got literally chased by everybody.
I hear
everybody wanted him, so I feel like to go and trying to get him, I can't. It was big at the time. It just didn't work out, but it was very big at the time.
Yeah. And the thing is like, we need, even that Ndombele one, even though it didn't pay off, yeah, we need to big up. We need to basically with those type of signings, it's like you need to make more than just one or two or three. You need to go out there and try and make as many, because it shows to me, when you make more of those signings, to me it shows, okay, cool, you're trying to do something here. Because I think the first the first way to amplify trying to rise up and get somewhere and do well as the team that we're supposed to be believed to be, yeah, is the first thing is the signings, bro, for me.
Signings of
Because the
belief. They give you
signings is
some
important,
belief.
bro. Signings
Yeah.
is important because even when I always have to refer to like even myself or anybody that's in here that's ever played for a football club. When
Yeah.
you've played for a club that maybe isn't that great at the beginning, when you first start off playing football, you're just looking for a local team to play for. Obviously, you're just looking to play, yeah. But as soon as you get into, as soon as you start playing and you start feeling that hunger to want to win trophies, when your club signs a player in the league, let's say a top of the team that's top of the league, their top goal
Yeah.
scorer, you're saying, yeah, you get me. We're
Yeah.
looking like we're gonna push on because it brings that type of thing.
Yes.
You're even excited to want to play around that player. You understand? So when now with Levy, what I've clocked that he does is this thing where he will sign a player. But with Spurs fans, let's go back to what I always say: they just twerk, bro. Yeah, they start
Yes.
twerking when they see any type of player, bro. It doesn't even matter. I've actually noticed Spurs fans, yeah, it doesn't matter what player it is, bro. You could literally bring in, let's say, for example, they brought in Archie Gray. I saw man making the compilations and that, yeah, saying how, yeah, this guy's the next, bro. I saw the videos
Yeah.
of my man. I said, bro,
Very-
this guy he's good, but he's not. It's not like wow, like yeah, bro, you get it, bro. It's nothing special.
Mm.
I'm not taking away from the guy. He's a young guy, but I just want people to understand that
In terms
if
of you're
Arch
talking about impact, you're talking about just
exactly,
instant.
bro,
In terms of
yeah, bro,
instant impact, because I agree with that. Because
A little
I'm
bit
putting
more
money.
established
I'm
as well, which
because
yeah,
because
I
I'm because
understand.
because it's the same with Lucas as well. It's the same. It's the same thing with Lucas when he came in, and even though you see like the change of tone from the fan base in terms of how at the start of the season when Lucas was playing, everybody was speaking about how not ready, has to get loaned, and not everybody is screaming, shouting about him. He's the next guy. Same with Mikey as well. And I'm saying these are all talented young players, but
exactly.
these are not players who come in yet and
Just
supposed to be the instant impact guys. That's the biggest issue.
it's annoying,
But
bro. It's annoying, G, because you look at that, yeah. Like obviously with them players, it makes it's actually sad for those players, yeah, because they hold the rut of this stuff. Because at the end of the day, like you said, they're not players that should even really be playing right now. But even when they've come in, I even give them their credit. They've come in, they've tried to do something. The main players who should even be doing more, they don't do nothing. The main players, you got your Madisons there. Like obviously Madison, when we first got him, I was happy to get him. But somebody made a statement to me where they were like, look, with Madison, he has a period, and then after that period, you get me, bro. The guy it
yeah,
just
it's like
depletes, and it's literally
like
happened.
it's like three words. It's like unplayable. Wait, it was unplayable. Un There was it's like free. It's like what's it called? Because I remember the tweet and somebody tweeted that, and it was
Yeah, three
it was
words beginning with you, was it? Like
you. Yeah,
unplayable.
it was
Yeah,
unplayable, unplayable. One sec, because
yeah, that's
I
fine.
know I saw it on Twitter. It was time ago, but I think that really I think it really for me described Madison in like um in just Madison as the player and his career. Because again, I live in Leicester as well, and people always all the time speak about Madison and everything that we see at Spurs happened. This is what Leicester fans said. I'm trying to find a tweet in it, but continue.
Yeah, so yeah, and then like, yeah. So as I was saying, like on top of this, bro, it's like I say, we've never made that type of signing. Now, even when you go back to like when we had like the Dembeles, the Musa Dembeles, and all of these type of players, them players were just good. Like they just turned out to be better than what anybody thought that they would be. Till this day, I actually wish, yeah, some of those players from that time, if we had them now, maybe things would actually be different. If we had those type of players now, but yeah, like when I go back to even that time, there was no real statement signings even them times, bro. Spurs have always been the type of team where we just buy certain players that are good, but it's not anything special. And then everybody just starts twerking. And then, bro, you twerk. And then all of a sudden, bro, you realize the player is not even the guy that you thought he was. And then you start complaining and saying, yeah, this guy, da 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 da. But you already initially knew that this guy, you should have already initially knew that that player, the players that you were gassing up are not those guys, bro. Like I say, Kuleveski, once again, obviously, when he was at what's it called, Juventus, obviously people were saying that he was a good player, yeah. They were saying he was a good player, but even that there, it's like he was a young guy. You understand? He came, and even in my opinion, bro, he's done well since he's been here. But once again, it's not somebody I look at and I'm like, but you're gonna make everybody around you wanna play well. You're gonna be the one that can take. And he's actually done a few times, actually taken the scruff of a game sometimes. But it's not a player that you look and you're like, yeah, yeah, this guy, like, it's crazy. You're going
Like you look
nuts.
at them as like the guy, like the guy.
Yeah,
Like, yo, you are the guy. Good. Yes, like that
this
type
is
of
it,
thing.
bro.
And I agree with you because I think I said it. I think on one of the streams that I'm on the vlogs, and I said how I think Kulusevski had a great season this season. But I said all the time, like, I'm seeing people say build a team about Kulusevski. He hasn't even had
This
two consistent. He didn't even have two consistent seasons where like he's been
He's been the guy.
unnoticeably the guy for us. Like maybe he had half of the season. This season he had half of the season until he dropped off. Me personally, I think partly had to do with the fact that he literally plays every single minute and doesn't get any sort of rest. But again, he hasn't shown in his career yet that he's their guy. He can be a good part of the team, but can he be their guy? And I think this is the big issue at Spurs. Who is the guy? There's a lot of good players here. If like I'm 100% sure. If you go to if you set Romero to Real Madrid or Van der Ven, if he can stay healthy, go to a Liverpool, Udogie go somewhere in Italy like an Inter Milan. These guys will be guys who will be really good for those teams. But guess what? The difference will be these guys necessarily at this moment in time wouldn't be the guy at the football club. They
Exactly,
would be
bro.
part of something. Like
This is it.
the guy next to Romero, the guy would be Rudiger. Inter Milan.
Yeah.
The amount of players that are Bastoni, fucking Barella, the guys. Who did this? It's Van der Ven. If you will go to a Liverpool, you have Van Dijk, you have Konate, you have Salah, and this is the biggest issue. Who do you look at the Spurs team? And this used to be Harry Kane. You
Bro,
had Ericsson, you had Ericsson back in the day. Like you used to have players necessarily didn't board them to be the guy, but they developed into um that type
yeah,
of player.
exactly. That's it, yeah.
This is what Spurs is trying to do. They trying to develop the guys, but they don't even put the environment to let these players become that. I always think that Pochettino Spurs era, I think was just sheer luck. I'll be honest. Couple of recruitments, Harry Kane coming through the academy, and Son deciding to stay for one more season. Because he wanted to leave. Someone wanted to leave after his first season. So it just all clicked together, and you had the director of football as well who knew what he was doing at this job. He went from my dream job to a nightmare and the Levy just all under 1 year, and he left the football club 2 summers without any sort of signings. No guys to come off the bench. Because I always talk about look how important it is to bring guys. I mean, you saw in the Sociedad game literally when we watched the game that Becker, how much of a difference he was to bring on from the bench for Sociedad.
That he was,
But
yes.
in that period for Spurs, who could you always look at the bench and say comes on and helps? Nobody. But again, this is what I mean. Spurs is not trying to do this thing. Not trying to do that.
I even want to say, yeah, look, put it like this, yeah. If you go down the clubs in the Premier League, yeah, just go down the clubs, yeah. Even in a way, yeah, United are going into that type of mode as well, where United, even them, if it's not, let's say, for example, Ahmad, yeah. I'm gonna remove United from this thing because United, you man, this is looking dark. But I'm gonna put it like this in it, yeah. If we actually go down the clubs in the Premier League, there's actually a majority of the clubs, there's one clutch guy, bro, that you can look at and you say, bro, this guy here, even some of the lower league teams, yeah, you can go down and say, there's this one guy in this club who's clutch. Yeah, and why I say that is because when you go to Aston Villa, yeah, he's not having the best of seasons, but there was a point, even till now, Ollie Watkins, yeah, for Aston Villa, you know this guy, yeah, put him in front of goal, yeah, he's gonna get you something, yeah. That's Aston Villa, yeah. You go down,
but even then they got Morgan Rogers. Like look at
yeah.
how
This
many
is it.
times
You've
he
got
affects in.
there's enough of them, bro. There's enough players in these teams. That's what I'm saying. If you go down, like every person who watches the Premier League, if you go down the clubs, you can kind of go through each club and pick out one guy and be like, you know what, him. And some of the signings that they make, it's like Aston Villa, bro. They got Asensio, yeah. Now, I don't care what anybody says, but I've always rated Asensio personally. It's just that he's in a Real Madrid team where there's other players that surpass him, and that's just the
No,
reality of the situation.
he now, but he
But
was all phased off.
this is it.
Yeah.
But then for Aston Villa to grab my man, yeah, they've grabbed him, and look at what's happening now. Yeah, you can say it's 2-3 games, but that's what you want. You want man to
Impact.
hit the ground running, bro, when they land, bro.
This is January.
This is it.
Impact.
Spurs, we've never, ever had that. Look at this. Lucas Moura, yeah. I rated Lucas Moura from young when he was obviously at PSG. We grabbed Lucas Moura when the legs are basically done, bro. So it's not nothing. At the time when we got him, I wasn't really like, oh yeah, Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura had, by the time he came to Spurs, bro, the legs were gone. So it's not the same Lucas Moura that was at PSG. This is just Lucas Moura on his way out. And we saw that when he on his last season, where my man gave the ball to Liverpool and thought, yeah, a back pass was a smart idea.
Oh,
and then boom, I was so vexed that game, bro. You understand?
Oh,
so like, this is it, bro. This is it, bro.
No, go on, yeah.
No, just saying, yeah, it's like, this is it. Like, we're in this place where, bro, we've always been in this kind of space where, like, it's never been like a statement thing. Like Jez says, we develop and then pass on, bro. Yeah, we develop certain man. We're even lucky. That Gareth Bale, Harry Kane thing that we got, do you know how lucky we were to get that, bro? That doesn't happen every day, bro.
We're talking about guys who, they would have been legit Ballon d'Or competers / winners if it wasn't for Ronaldo or Messi. Legitimate. Like, that was a season where Kane was third after Messi and Ronaldo for goals scored during a calendar year. Like, this is the levels. I always say Spurs will never get a play. As much as I have my opinions about Kane, I will always admit, in terms of quality of player, Spurs will never get that type of player, or at least in my lifetime, because this is how good he is, and this how much Spurs is not trying, especially under this ownership. Spurs will never try and pursue a player of that level to go and try to compete and win something. But by the way, I found the Madison too, and this was from Leicester. It was from Leicester fan. It was saying the 3 cycles of Madison through a season: unplayable, unavailable, unnoticeable.
Damn.
And what happened this season? And it hits the nail to the coffin. This is Madison. This is Madison, and that's why even last season, people were saying I have an agenda for Madison. No, because I had bigger standards for him, because I was looking at him saying, you come at this football club, people have been crying all for number 10. Here we are, number 10. You're getting, ironically, his number 10 shirt as well after Kane. High expectations. And then you played well when you, up until the injury, you come back from the injury, and then you literally just ghosting. And this season, I know some people have been trying to say, look at the stats this season, look at the stats. Kind of Bruno-ish, what I was saying last season, kind of like Bruno-ish. Where they say, look at the stats. Look what he's doing. But I watched these games with 90 minutes. He might get an assist, he might get a goal. How do you impact the game for 90 minutes? How do you do it? And again, not enough. And there's a lot of other guys as well. That's what I say. I think Spurs have good players. That's why I don't believe we should be where we are. I believe this team is also good enough to win the Europa League in certain aspects of things. But having things such as maybe part of the manager not being able to do his job, not having guys who can actually be the guy.
Carry on, fam.
Look at all of the teams in the Europa League. Whoever wins the Europa League, you will look at one or 2 players, and you will say that is the reason why you won the Europa League. Who can I say this about Spurs in the attack? I think Sri Lanka can be a part of it, but who will be the other one? And this is the question mark I have at the end of the day. So again, it goes back to what Daniel was saying. It's back to what I was saying. Is that what is the plan here? What is the football club trying to? What is the football club's achievement? What's the end goal with the people currently at this football club? Because again, I can't look at any elite club, see what happened in January, and the director of football keeps his job in the same month. even Dortmund sacked the director of football after the January window the way it ended. But Tottenham can't sack the director of football for what?
Bro, this is it, bro. We're finished, bro. This is that, bro.
It's reality, bro. This is what I'm saying. It's the reality. That's why I'm not even getting angry no more. I'm not getting angry about the performance against AC Alkmaar. Fuck that. Fuck that, bro.
It's not even an angry thing no more. It's just a tired, bro. It's always been. I've been tired anyways, but it's just a
Yeah, but
it's just a
it's like
tired, bro.
it's more because more and more people are starting to realize what the situation is at the football club.
Bro, it's, do you know what it is? I've realized, Jez, yeah. Should I tell you what I've
Yeah,
realized? The
yeah,
problem we have, yeah, and this is actually the reality of it, because I've now expanded my look over the Spurs fan base. So before, I never used to see other Spurs fans, but then now, obviously, since content creation and all these things, I'm seeing more of them, yeah. Now, I've seen that the problem we have with this fan base, which is why we've been in this kind of problem for a while, is you see, we've got newer generation fans like me and you, yeah, who
yeah,
obviously in our span of time of watching Spurs, we ain't really seen, well, we haven't seen Spurs win anything really, apart from the
yes,
Carling Cup, yeah. But then you've got these guys that talk about the 1990s and the 1980s and the 1970s as Spurs winning them times. But then the thing is where they're messing up, bro, and they're not realizing where we're different. Yeah, I understand football didn't start in when the 2000s. I understand that. But the reality of the situation is that even for them, there's not been a trophy since then. At least with other fans, like when you see Arsenal fans complaining, saying, "Oh, yeah, we haven't won a trophy." Within the time they've been complaining, they're not complaining about we haven't won a trophy. They're complaining about the trophy that they haven't won. So when I say that, is that in 2020 they won the FA Cup, yeah. They had won FA Cups within this time where they're having their long struggle for the Premier League. Do you understand? And then obviously they haven't won the Champions League. But at least within that time, this time of their complaints and whatever, they've still seen a type of trophy. Where these 1970s and 1980s Spurs fans are messing up is, bro, you have not seen a trophy since then. And that's any trophy. Not even a FA Cup, not even a Carabao Cup, not even a Community Shield, and that don't even count as a trophy, bro. You ain't seen none of that, bro. So how are you gonna use that? Oh, Spurs, because a fan said to me, "Oh, the Premier League didn't start in the 2000s, brother." I don't care. You have so if we count the years, yeah. Obviously, I'm not the best at maths, yeah. When was the last time Spurs won like a major honors trophy, bro? Yeah, that's still existing now. Forget the Carling Cup, that's still existing now. Yeah, that would probably be in the 90s or something like that. Yeah, the 90s to 2020, what to 2025? How many years is that, bro?
I don't know.
You
I
get
am
it, bro. This is it.
like, obviously if Flo, because I brought it up long time ago. If Flores comes, obviously I can screen share it in it. But I'll show you the history since the 1990s. I can show you because I bookmarked it because I remember bookmarking it and I tweeted about it and I said how that was during the period when I was still defending the margin obviously a lot more than I do now. But it's funny how even with me not defending the manager, you can still see the biggest issue when I just go through when I go through like it's just the whole thing. Obviously, I'm just trying to find it right now. Obviously, so you can continue, but I'm trying to find it right now. I know there's somewhere. Oh, actually, I know where I'll probably send it. I'll probably send it to Flawless. One sec.
Yeah, no shit, so.
I'm telling you, bro, that was the last time we won. We won something. And man are trying to talk to me about, yeah, oh, football didn't start in the 2000s. Brother, shut your mouth, bro. About football didn't start in the 2000s. Brother, do you think I care, bro? Bro, the fact that you are shameless enough to say that football didn't start in the 2000s and the last time you saw a major honor was in the 90s. And then that, and we're in 2025. So really and truly, you're just a wild lad for just
Bro,
talking for no reason, bro.
bro, they didn't even see it. This is the funny part about like they didn't even see a major in Spurs didn't want a major in the 1990s as well. That's the funny part. We won
See?
like the second tier trophies as well. So
See?
so the club standards already was falling back then. it just has fallen to the point where like we're such a money cash cow. We're such a cash cow as a football club where like why would like really and truly why would you care if you make so much money?
bro.
Like and you would care if maybe people make noise about it. But the reality is people don't make enough noise about it. People would rather want to talk about how ungrateful the football players are. Maybe if you were more going at the football club for letting players like this at the football club, allowing them to perform as bad as they're doing right now, allowing the managers in all these years to perform as bad as they did, not bringing silverware, maybe, just maybe, we could obviously get further. But now we rather want to say, players are ungrateful because we traveled so many years, we traveled so many miles to support the team. They're ungrateful when they didn't even do anything. The manager shit. You said that about the last manager, and the manager was considered an elite manager. But I shared something for us because obviously.
Oh my bad. Actually, I'm not sure. Hey, can you let me know in the chat if you can see it? Because I know StreamYard was playing.
One second, here. Can you see it?
Not on your side. We can see it. I'm saying the audience might not be able to because StreamYard was playing up earlier. Oh, they can. Yeah, we good. Like when we was trying to share stuff and back again, but the audience couldn't see it.
That's all right. So obviously, that was obviously the original tweet was about talking about how most permanent managers in the Premier League since 1992, 1993, and obviously I think this was October 2024. So Southampton would obviously had one more manager after that. But after that, Spurs will eclipse Chelsea when it comes to that, with the same amount of years in that time, or staying in the Premier League and all that. But obviously, I quoted that with saying 18 managers, 2 trophies. And obviously, Engineer was talking about how the guys who have seen it all. Look, this is the Spurs history. This is from the 1990s, 1992, all the way till now. English League Cup winners, secondary trophy. UEFA Cup participants, English League Cup runner-ups in 01-02, 06-07 UEFA Cup participants, 07-08 English League Cup winners, Carling Cup, UEFA Cup participants, Champions League participants, Europa League participants, Europa League participants. Then you go to the English League Cup runner-ups, participants, CL participants, CL runner-ups, CL participants, Europa League participants, Conference League participants, Champions League participants, Europa League participants. So, from all I'm seeing here is
participation.
We just out there just partaking, and those fans who have seen it all, staying quiet, and they haven't even seen it all. They've seen League Cups. They may have seen it in Europa League, but even then, let's be real. The Europa League is not the major trophy. It's also not major. The major cup for me, major cup is a CL or a Premier League. And then, how many years how many years do you have to even go then until like Spurs even won like a English First Division Cup? So, all the time say like for me, end of the day, reality is we can sit here and call managers shit here. I think Ange just hasn't done a good enough job for me to personally believe that he can keep the job. So didn't I thought about Conte or Jose or Nuno. But one thing I will always say about all these managers is, reality is, these managers are coming to a football club where they have to be the guys it's like they have to be the owners. They have to make sure they're getting the right players in. They have to make sure they develop the players. They have to make sure they uphold the standard, while also making sure that the football club is keep winning football matches. So fans not going to be on your back. And in a time where patience runs out very quickly in a lot of fan bases, it's damn near impossible. So for me, this is what I always go back and say. It always starts from the top. What are you planning? And obviously, Janelle was talking about what does he want to see from the football club in terms of intent, showing that you want to go get somewhere. He was talking about first these starstruck players and just a statement signings, which I agree. But for me, I'm going a different step in this regards, and I say, show me the board members that you hire. Show me people that have a CV shown that wherever they were in previous football clubs, there's history of them helping a team get to a point where they can compete. Paratici is probably the only one that I can sit here and say, okay, you was part of Juventus when Juventus was winning leagues, and you saw the difference that Paratici was bringing. His manager ID was terrible, but he understood squad building, and then obviously he got exposed with fraud and all that with the whole Juventus board, and he got banned. But then after Paratici, Spurs never did that again. You had fucking Steve Hitchen, who went to Italy trying to sign Skriniar, comes back from Italy and signs us Joe Roden. You have Johan Lange, who takes years to get a deal done over the line. Then will come at the end of a window telling you, I thought it was a great window. I think we did everything that we tried. We achieved everything. Shut up. Did you see the last summer? Three youngsters who I think are all talented in their own ways, but wasn't going to come in and help us anything from what we was last season. And Sri Lanka, who I think is a good player, but wasn't going to help us. I still don't know what is Spurs' best midfield. I still don't know it. I still don't, like, people say build up on Kulusevski and then find two midfielders to play them. No, because Kulusevski hasn't shown me that it's worth building around him. So I don't know what my midfield is. I do not know who my best wingers are at the football club and who I want to see consistently play. I don't know who my best right back is, because it's all well and good that Spencer's playing as well as he's playing right now, and fair play to him playing the way he's been doing. But how long will Spencer's form keep up? Is this going to be a consistent thing now till the rest of his career, or maybe he goes even up a level, or is it just a current thing where he just looks good because everybody plays well? Again, this is not, for me, there's no signs at this moment in time that makes me believe Spurs wants to be in an environment where their mindset is wanting to win. The mindset for me here is we just here for the vibes at this point. And this is why I could say, Spurs fans who may like it or not, some people try to get at me for saying this, just accept the football club is a mid-table football club.
Damn.
The football club is just happy at this point to be in the Premier League and just getting the money.
And getting money for when you're in Europe, so whether that's the Champions League, Europa League,
Champions League or Europa League, they're happy that the stadium is built because they know fans will always go to the games.
True.
They know that NFL will always come to the stadium because of the stadium being built like that. The concerts. I mean, how many times do we speak about how the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium Twitter account promoted Beyonce on the last day of the transfer window, and the Spurs fans on Twitter had to bully their account to Twitter.
That's crazy.
That's the reality in the end of the day. This football club is just a mid-table club, and for me, that's why I sit here and say, Ange can go today, right now. You can give me the P45 right now. People can celebrate. I wouldn't lie when I say I would be happy if he goes, because I'm just tired of just what I'm seeing at the moment in time. But then I would be happy for like 5 minutes, because then I'm thinking, what's next? And the club has not shown me, since I've been supporting the football club around 2011, 2012, this football club hasn't shown me that they want to actually compete. They want to actually win things. Even if it's a secondary trophy, a lot of Spurs fans, me included, would be happy if he was winning Europa Leagues, sometimes being the Champions League.
If he was winning something,
be competitive.
Yeah.
Be competitive. How many Spurs fans would probably be happy us being Sevilla, multiple Europa League winners, sometimes maybe making runs in the Champions League, trying to see if we can compete in the league, because the restrictions are off us, so we can do it. But do we want to do it?
That's fair. And big up to Don C. Says, as much as I hate Spurs, De Niro and Jez talk so much sense, which they do. But big up to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you subscribe to Jacob's channel, United Spurs of America, as well. Continue to run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. And of course, don't forget this show, audio of the shows you see on the channel, available on all audio platforms as well. Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to a podcast, just type in Sarcasm City TV off. There's a podcast section. Type in Sarcasm City TV on all the shows. that you see on the YouTube channel will all pop up on there, apart from the gaming content, watch-alongs, and fan calling shows. In regards to United, because obviously we're in the Europa League competition as well. More so about the second leg, because I've spoken about the first leg and how for 70 minutes, Sociedad did nothing, and then Bruno's mistake, absolute idiotic mistake. I've watched it back, and he makes multiple mistakes in one. One, for the corner, he's not looking at the ball, so he has no idea when the ball is actually entering the actual box. Secondly, from when that is, he's close to the man who heads it onto his arm, but because he's not concentrating and he's flat-footed, the man breaks free from him, and then he panics and has to jump. He's just better off not jumping. You see now deficiencies going forward in regards to lack of creativity. Everyone's seen the still with Dalot and Højlund, and Dalot should make the pass, whether he just didn't make the pass because it was Højlund, or whether he just didn't, I don't know, just made a bad decision. But Dalot and Højlund shouldn't be out there. That falls on the manager. And am I confident? I said it was must not lose, and I said I would take a draw. But in the second leg, however, am I confident of going through? Hell no. We could easily draw that game against Sociedad next Thursday and go out on penalties. And that's what irritates me the most thinking about the game, is the fact that if we do get knocked out, it's not because of Sociedad's brilliance. It's because we gave them the game. And we just keep giving up stupid goals. I can already see that happening against Sociedad. Like, I could easily see that game being a 0-0. Talk about two, like, they were poor. Maybe they play a bit better. Maybe I need to credit us for nullifying them, but both teams were poor, like, going forward. We were better than them. Like, we were miles better than them. They offered nothing. Like I said, they went 70 minutes without having a shot on target, and that was the penalty in the 70th minute. Now they've had nothing to do. It looked like 9th versus 14th, and it's weird seeing a Spanish side in Europe play like that, because you're used to going away to Spain. It's a hostile environment. The crowd are up for it. The fans are up for it. They press you high up the pitch. If the game's played at a fast pace, they're on your case. Pedestrian. Literally pedestrian, which is surprising for Sociedad, because whether it's Sociedad or Sevilla or Villarreal or the bigger Spanish sides in the Champions League, it's a rocket. The atmosphere is wild, is rowdy, is raucous. None of that. It was comfy. And had Bruno not done that foolishness, I think the tie's dead. I think we get second. And I was saying this. But then once they scored, the manager, quote unquote, said we got tired. If that was the case, why he didn't ring the changes earlier, I don't know. But we offered nothing after they scored. And they had a couple chances. One was a very, very good chance. I think Yoro did enough, putting pressure, being a presence. The second one, you would expect Onana to make that save. But in regards to it, get through, do I believe we have a chance of winning this competition? Hell no. I watched Roma versus Bilbao after that. Either one of those two sides are baptizing us. And that's even if we get to the semi-final. Because we would face one of those two in a potential semi-final. But first and foremost, we have to get past Sociedad. Secondly, we have to get past Lyon. They won 3-1 versus
3-1,
FC.
yeah, most likely they're
going to be through. And I'm not confident against them. I ain't confident against anyone. And that's not because of the skill of the other team. It's because of ourselves. That's what it is. I ain't scared of Sociedad. I ain't scared of going out because of Sociedad's brilliance of quality, or their managers are master tactician, or players they have, or they're very, very good defensively, or very, very good going forward. It's us. That's our issue. Manchester United's biggest problem is Manchester United, because we just continue to give up foolish goals consistently. And that's the annoying part. And then the manager's not helping with these foolish lineups. Højlund out there ain't scored in, 19 games now, people? 18, 19 games?
Probably 19.
Garnacho, 19. Garnacho's over 20 plus games. When are you gonna just like, all right, these man ain't it? I keep hearing this. The youngsters ain't ready. The senior players are not ready. And our captain, fantastic, creates so many chances, giving up. And the thing is, he makes foolish decisions a lot of the time. Because that is my biggest issue and biggest criticism of Bruno Fernandes. Is not him in the final third. It's his decision making. Because I was saying this to troops, and I've made this point before. He makes those type of errors all of the time. But because he's playing in the 10 or he's playing in the pivot, him doing some foolishness doesn't mean we can see the goal. So people don't talk about it. Because normally, like a defend, maybe Agate gets across, or one of the defenders gets across, or the goalkeeper makes a save. Like the penalty that we should have conceded to Everton, who kicked the ball into the box? Had they got that penalty and it been converted, there would have been no talk about, apart from me, maybe a couple others, no one would have been talking about Bruno panicking, no composure, kicking the ball back into our penalty area. It would have been the poor save from Onana. It would have been, why did De Ligt drag Young to the ground? Why did Maguire drag Ashley Young to the ground? And all of those things would have been true. The two centre-backs should have been done better, miles better. The goalkeeper should have done better, but it started with him. When there's individual errors and it's a catalogue, if there's 4 players making a mistake, there's only 11 players out there. And that's where my issue lies. And he does that on a regular. Because I'll forgive poor execution if it's the right decision. So if a player goes to cross the ball and the cross is poor, but it was the right decision to cross the ball, I go first. But when a player goes to cross the ball and it's like, that cross is not on. Or a player goes to shoot and the shoot that pass the ball. Or he should shoot and he passes. And that's not just Bruno. That's all players. That's how I look at the game. But he does that all the time. Not time. Every single watch along. He'll do something in a game and I'm like, what were you thinking? What were you trying? What was going through your brain? The amount of times I see him just kick it long. Just lump it. And he's not even aiming to find someone. Panic. You're a professional footballer. De Niro talks about it all the time, because he's played professional football. Put your foot on the ball. Anyone who's played football at any level, that's the worst case thing. I despise it on clubs when people panic. You'll hear me say that if someone hey, don't panic. Worst thing you can do, people, life lesson in anything, in any scenario, is panic. No one's ever panicked and the situation has become better. Don't panic. And in particular on a football pitch, if in doubt, control the ball. Control the ball and play the way you're facing. You know what's crazy? That's exactly how I play football, people. More often than not. Go watch the game at the Molineux. It's out there. Go see how many times there's one time I did a turn on the edge of the box. That was it. I don't know who I thought I was. The pitch was dodgy, but I managed to turn and play it out. Pretty much every other time I play the way I'm facing and play it to the closest man. The goal that Munt scored. You know what I did? Played a 5-6 yard pass into Munt. And then it was the 1-2 and then he broke in and he scored. Simple. And you know the amount of times I've seen professional players in that exact situation. I mean, yes, they're playing against better players. Yes, it's high pressure. Just play the ball short. 5 and 6 yard passes. Do the simple. Who did I see talking about this actually on a podcast? Alfonso Davies was talking about this. Can't remember who the podcast was. Otherwise, I would shout them out. You lot might have seen the clip. And he was saying how many fans and many footballers will see the fancy stuff. So they'll see someone score a volley or dribble past 3-4 man and stick it top bins or a long shot and think that is how you get to the top of the game. And he said, no, that's not. He said, that's extras. He said, you know how you get to the top of the game? By doing the basics, the simple. And what he also said was, before he got to Bayern Munich, you know who he didn't rate too highly? Thomas Muller. And then he said when he got to Bayern Munich, he rated Thomas Muller because he was like, he ain't the quickest, he ain't the strongest, he ain't technically the best. There's nothing that stands out. But he said IQ, he has it. Because you know what Thomas Muller does very, very well? Basics.
Yes, and he understands the game.
Understands the game. How many times do you see Thomas Muller make the wrong decision? This decision making, and it's easy. Like Prime said, like Troop said, take your time with it. And yeah, to KD, I ain't convinced by Amorim. He's on foolishness. That's why I blame him. Like when the Delo Hoyland situation happens, I don't blame them too. I blame him in the watch along, and at the time I'm watching it, that's on the manager. Delo is a rubbish wingback. Offensively, horrendous. Hoyland has not scored in 19, 20 games. He went 00-16 twice the season before. He's not a good striker. He's the worst striker in the league. But yet you continue to play him. That falls on you. You continue to play Bruno. Now he's cost us in this game. I said he cost us the win in that tie. Sociedad were never scoring. Never scoring. Never. We're offering nothing. That actual free centre-backs I actually wanted to see. We actually played well. I've wanted to see that as a back three. Because guess what? They're all mobile. Because you can actually, you know what? You can play a high line and press high when you have 3 centre-backs who are mobile. And they're not all lightning fast, but they're quick enough. With De Ligt, Maz, and Euro, they're fast enough. They have enough recovery pace. And then you put Dorgu on one side, and then you have Dalot on the other side. You have wing-backs who can also get back in particular Dorgu. And you do all right. Yes, we'll face better opposition, but let's not get away from the fact people said we were getting baptized by Sociedad. That was the general consensus. That we was getting absolutely battered by Sociedad. And I couldn't even say too much. You know why? Because we can lose or get battered by anybody. I have no confidence. I should be super confident in this home leg. super confident in his home leg, but I'm not. You could easily draw that. And I don't even think we lose the game. I could just see us losing on penalties. Because we got too many players who make incorrect decisions, giving the ball away, 90% of the goals we concede is because of individual errors. That's unacceptable. Bruno, unacceptable. The reason why he makes that challenge is because he's not marking his man, because the man pushes him away because he's flat-footed. He's not looking at the ball initially. Go do the slow-mo, people. I watched it back. But people will champion this foolishness. And this, again, falls on the manager because you're watching weekend, match day by match day. These players make mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. So you've been here long enough now. You've been managing here 3-4 months. You know what players can and can't do. Play the youngsters. But hey, you ain't going to do that. And we're going to continue to be on foolishness. We're just fortunate enough for us that Sociedad were awful. I thought they were dreadful. Dreadful.
Yeah,
It looked like 9th versus 14th. It looked like 9th in La Liga versus 14th in the Premier League. A game lacking quality. Whereas I watched Roma Bilbao straight after, completely different.
Quality.
Completely different.
Everywhere. Like, everybody knows what like and some of them players, I don't even necessarily rate them, but again, they understand what they have to do. And they just do it.
Yeah.
Both sides.
And to big up side for the super chat, and I get to the second one, says, if Bruno is that great player, all are saying, why United at 14th? People must only watch Bruno in the match. Why are we talking about him like this? Because you know what it is? People just see the GNA. Because you know what's crazy, side? People will say, where would you be without him, GNA? But then in the same breath, criticize Palmer, who's got 20 GNA for Chelsea, and say he's not doing enough. So where would Chelsea be without Palmer? But they'll criticize Palmer, who currently has Chelsea in 6th place, however many points off the top 3. But then praise Bruno for getting GNA, even though we're sat 14th. And we all know Chelsea's attack is limited. Who's the GNA in Chelsea's attack? It's not Sancho. It's not Neto. Jackson don't really get goals and assists like that. Madueke's rubbish. Who else they got? Because people will tell you Bruno's in a terrible attack, which he is. So's Palmer. It's better than ours, but they're attacking great like that.
I remember I pushed the narrative. I'm just saying I was ahead of the curve. Told people.
It's crazy work, but big upside for the super chat and big upside for the second super chat as well. Says, if Bruno is that great player, wait, not that one. There's another.
Oh yeah, you tried the one already.
Yeah. He said, for me, Spurs, one of the worst run clubs on the pitch. Spurs generating money from the stadium, and they have one of the lowest wage bills in the Premier League. Yeah, we know it's a business for them. It's a business for them.
It's business, and when you go and look, and again, and obviously, MDNL used Villa as an example. Villa are currently going over what they're allowed to be when it comes to the wage bill. Why? Because one, the Villa owner actually got money. He got money. But as I mentioned before, similar to Newcastle, Villa has restrictions. So they can't necessarily do what we can do. But the owner has the ambition of wanting to, let's actually try to get there. Let's try to build this football club of wanting to be something. But, again, like, I speak it many times before. That's why I'm saying, like, everybody who's crushing out, respectfully, honestly, why are you crushing out for at this stage? Because we've seen enough. For me, I have seen enough nonsense. This is not worth crushing out no more. This is like, you know what? We should either, as a fan base, sit here and say, you know what? Let's actually try to change things around. Let's not go to games. Let's make I said about the first protest. Big up for the protest, but when is the next one? Keep making it an issue. But hey, man. But again, now Sar's right. We're the best. For me personally, I think we're the best. Considering for the stages of football club that we are, I think we are the best run football club off the pitch. But when it comes on the pitch, we're the worst one.
Okay. So, Jez, let me get your prediction for your next 2 games. So, obviously, you play on the weekend. Let me just pull up your fixtures right now. And you don't run up the lights and subscribe button as well. Bournemouth at home.
Bournemouth at home, and then ASIT at home as well.
Bournemouth at home Sunday. Oh, you lot kick off before us the same time as Chelsea Leicester. And big upside for both super chats as well. What are you telling me?
It's a must win, man. It's a must win, honestly. Because spooky situation right now. It's a spooky situation for the match, and he has to win the game. Do I think we win the game though? No, I think Bournemouth are just a good team, and they're getting some guys healthy again. So
what you saying? Scoreline prediction?
It's just me being deluded, and I've been like this all season because why not? I'm just gonna continue. Actually, I'll say it's just 2-1 to us, and for A set. I mean, shit, it's a must win because we out if we don't win. So we're not gonna keep a clean sheet. So I'll say 3-1.
Yeah, cool. What are you saying, De Niro?
But again, this is just me being as optimistic as I can be. By the way,
first, what are you saying? The Bournemouth game and ALKMAAR as well. Second leg.
You say me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I already gave one.
Okay. Yeah. So man, what's it called? For the Bournemouth game, we get slapped 3-1, man, and then AZ ALKMAAR, we win 3-1.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Hey, brother, bro.
Hey, man, it's good to hear you. Hey, bro, this is the first time you positive our stream, man. Let's go.
Every week.
I like that, yo.
Every week.
Hey, De Niro, this is the first time you smiled on stream, man. You're welcome. I can hear you smile, man. You know what I'm saying?
Scared every week.
I can hear you smile. I can hear you smile. Hype.
The first time you smiled on stream, man.
I can hear you smile. Hype.
I didn't expect you to say 3-1. You know what I'm saying? I thought you was going to say like a 1-0, like, and then go from penalties or something like that.
Bro, bro. Spurs on penalties, bro. We're going out, bro. We're going out still.
Bro, like, I'll be because like one thing I say, I feel Ricardo is a good. I mean, personally, I think he's a good keeper, but my God, on penalties, that guy is never safe.
Is he not a good penalty taker?
I don't even remember. I don't even remember him for all the penalties that he had to save, diving even into the right direction.
Yeah,
I don't even think so. So he's definitely not a good penalty save from what I have seen.
If Spurs win, sorry to cut you, bro. If Spurs
I'll finish. We'll finish anyway.
If Spurs win, De Niro will make a return to the camera, bro. You understand?
There we go.
If we win, I make a return.
Wait,
and I'm talking about ALKMAAR. Forget the Premier League. The Premier League's done, man. The Premier League's done.
Yeah,
but ALKMAAR, if we win that, I'll make a return to the cam. You get me, man? We'll make a return to the cam, bro.
There we go, man. Love that. And shouts out to Ak as well, who says, if Bruno, big up for the super chat, man, Ak, appreciate it. Says, if Bruno is that big a player, then why are United 14th? Like Sai said, absolute delusion, I swear, down from the United fans these days. And like I said, these are the same people as you'll get, whether it's United fans or other rival fans criticizing Cole Palmer. But he's got 20 GNA and look where Chelsea are. So they'll criticize him even though he gets GNA. But then praise Bruno even though he's got us 14th. And say, where would you be without him? But then they don't rate the Chelsea side. And they'll be the same people who are over the moon that we got rid of Sancho and tell you Neto's terrible and Madueke is awful and they wouldn't take Jackson and and Maresca's a championship coach. All right. But he's got to, all right. But big up, man. I can hear you. Like I said, my response to that is not only that, it's always, where would you be without him? Where the fuck are we with him? Because we've been getting worse ever since we've got here. Our goal return has been worse ever since he's been here. We consistently have broke all records with him at the helm. He's 100% a part of all of our worst Premier League finishes. Now our third. Because we finished 7th under him when he was here. When we finished 7th, he was here. That was our worst record, our worst ever finish at the time. We then finished 8th. That was our worst ever record. We then had our worst ever Champions League campaign in that same season. He was at the helm of that. When I say he's at the helm, meaning he played every minute he was there, apart from when he's ducking games to get booked on purpose. That's a whole different conversation. And now we're going to break that record again. And now we're going to finish wherever. It's going to be below 8. It is. And big up to Prime. Says he's here. Yeah, De Niro's a man of his word. If Spurs win, he'll be returned to the camera. And big up to Daniel, been a member of the channel for 36 months. Big up, Daniel, man. Appreciate it. Katie, I see you in the chat as well. Big up to everyone that has locked in. Also, let's hope, man. I hope Spurs get through. You know why? Because it just annoys people. So I hope Spurs get past that. I hope they do.
Crazy. It's crazy, like how many people think.
Yo,
This, by the way, obviously, I know this is not related to Man U or Spurs, but did you see that LeBron, Stephen Smith thing?
Stephen Smith, I did see it, and then I didn't watch the clip of Stephen A. Smith responding, but did he say something along the lines of, "I can't repeat what he said to me. It's not right. It's not fit for TV or something."
Yeah, can't really
what did Stephen A. Smith say? What did he say about his son? Did he say something crazy about his son?
This is what I'm trying to think. Like, obviously, he's like everybody else speaking about what they've been saying. Like, you know, like he's not the only one that spoke about Bronny in a way, and nobody even disrespected Bronny. I think all people, from what I have seen at least, I've seen only people say about Bronny. No, he's a nepo child. Shouldn't have been drafted to begin with. Wasn't ready for the NBA. Dad privilege and all that. But I'll be honest. Yeah, LeBron, he has a right to do that because he's a father. From the father perspective, he's right in my opinion to do that. But I'll be real. Why is he specifically? And Stephen A. Smith said it in the video. He has his agent numbers and he has Stephen A. Smith number. If you really had a problem, why wouldn't you try to work it out with a simple phone call instead of having it out there? And this wasn't even at the end of the game. This was at the end of the third quarter. So for me, it's like, and even there's so many other reporters that he could do that to, because Stephen A. Smith is not the only one who partaken into not criticizing, but just giving their opinions at the end of the day. And this is what just elite level basketball really is, to be honest. And I speak more about it on the playbook anyway, people. Yeah, you're doing the work. But all I'm saying is, I don't think. I think LeBron is in his own right to do it because he's obviously when he sees his son getting that much media attention, which I think he shouldn't even have to begin with.
For LeBron to respond, Stephen A. Smith said something out loud. I think he said, this is just me guessing, he said something beyond basketball. It wasn't a critique of his game. It wasn't like, I don't think he's going to make it in the league because he lacks skill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or he's not aggressive enough, or he's got a bad jump shot, or he's got no.
But that's the issue. Based on what I've seen, I haven't seen him say anything where I was like, okay, yo, Stephen Smith, you went crazy. I haven't seen anything. But if people can obviously correct me, you can discuss it with me later on the playbook.
Under the radar, you know, that if LeBron didn't say anything, nobody would notice. It's probably one of them. It's not outlandish, but he probably said something like, he
hit him.
Yeah. That he's like, nah, that's out of order. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
It's beyond, because I understand that. Like, if it was my son, professional footballer, cool, criticize him all you want. But like when man start talking personal, that's when it goes beyond that. Critique man's game.
No, I agree with that.
Critique man's game. And big up to KD, says, talk about it flawless. We are such an unsuccessful club, yet people are around. Like I said, that's one thing I will continue to state getting into the content creator space. I didn't realize how much Spurs annoyed other London clubs. I had no clue. I had zero clue. And it's great. I think I back Spurs and stuff is hilarious. That's why, one, there's no guarantee United go through. So that's two, I need Spurs to go through. Just so I hope Spurs reach the final. I hope it's United Spurs in the final. Just because.
Because I know whatever happens, it will piss off people regardless.
Yeah, because if United win, great for me. If Spurs win, as much as I'd be pissed about United winning, Spurs winning a trophy. Oh my Lord! Hey, you see this show? Hey, you see this show?
Bro, this is a show that you don't want to kick on.
I'll be with the Spurs lot here with De Niro, Jez, Jacob. We'll shout cubed all the Spurs lot, celebrating with them like my team just didn't lose. Just to see the people.
It'll be a shameless thing, bro.
Yeah,
bro. I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? This, bro. We bring the attitude, bro. We bring the attitude era to Sargassum City. Like that's that type of like, bro. Like I'm getting the WWE champion. I'm coming on camera with the belt, and bro. I'm pretty, like I was like I'm like everybody knows I love being a heel. I'm heel. I'm already a heel. But bro, like I don't say, don't let me get to a Europa League final and win me. Don't let me do that. Just saying. Don't let me do that.
Well, I'm saying Is a Mazda. So yeah, love to everyone that's locked in. You lot have all been real ones. I believe Jacob is still live. Let me just double check that.
Yeah,
I think
he was live when I was clicking through my YouTube.
Yeah. So yeah, True says him and Staffy and Jacob can chat. So we'll be on there.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we're
but
gonna
can I
read
ask a
that.
question?
Of course.
Oh, because I personally find it crazy. But there were so many reports today talking about how Man U's asking for this amount of money. Man U apparently ready to move across the board because the money. Me personally, I feel this is blatant character assassination. They trying to out there kill the kid already based on no actual facts. Like, okay, if Fabrizio came out here and Fabrizio in fact checked it, cool, you can maybe have more of an argument. But based on what I've seen, the reports and everything, there's nothing legitimate true.
Yeah, there's not a solid source.
Actually, not a solid source that can actually back it up. And then, which I had the discussion with somebody in the Spurs group chat, not even Man United group chat, Spurs group chat. Who knows if it's maybe even just the agents who's pushing this or not Mainu himself? Because how many times do we see in football where there's agents who or family members who manipulate certain things in the media, put it out there, maybe for the players' sake, just to have their own benefits of it as well. Like, again, that's why for me, at the moment in time, they're making it for me the way, and then you know how the media is. The moment they hear anything, they just put it out there. It's like the Draymond Green saying that Carl Anthony Towns ducked the game against the Warriors because he didn't want to play the Warriors. I heard a rumor that he heard, but then he found out somebody in Cat's family passed away. That's why he left the game. He wasn't at the game.
I bet he felt when he found out. Jesus. But yeah, with the thing, I'm not too. Yes, 2 years left in his deal.
Yes.
I'd see how it plays out in the summer. We'll see. Like,
yes.
I'll answer questions about it. Do I want him to stay? Of course. He's a talented player.
Yes.
Do I believe the 180? No, I don't. But if he asking for 180, he's well entitled. You could ask for 250 if you wanted to. You could ask for 450. If the club is stupid enough to give him those numbers, that's on them. That's their idiotic stuff. That's how I look at it.
Even, I mean, as Madison said as well, I mean, it could also be a club that's trying to push the narratives as well. But what I don't like is that I hate how the media is trying to counter assassinate a player who we don't even know what even his own stance is. He hasn't even said anything yet. And
I highly doubt that, because I've seen something else and they're saying, "Oh, if he goes to Chelsea, he wants more than Cole Palmer." I don't think he said that. That's just me guessing. I don't think
he didn't say anything. I didn't see. Like, he hasn't said a word. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's what I find it crazy that, obviously a lot of people smell through the bullshit, but it still makes me. And again, which makes sense at the end of the day. Some people are just stupid. The people that fall for these reports, everything that they read, they believe that. Yeah,
absolutely. And big up to Sai as well. Said Smith just blamed LeBron because Bronny is not ready for NBA level. Smith didn't not blame Bronny. This was created by LeBron James. Bronny. So what you saying that Stephen A. Smith said that Bronny's not ready for the NBA level?
For the NBA, which every reporter said.
I don't think it's that, because I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, that's what I'm saying. Unless it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, unless there was something said that LeBron found out, because based on what I have seen, Stephen A. Smith just only spoke about what everybody else spoke about. How Bronny is not ready for NBA. You should stay in college. Because I said it. So is LeBron going to at me on Twitter?
I think he said something else. Even if it's off air, he said something.
Like, it must have been something off air, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Bronny, a bitch ass nigga. It's got to be something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what I'm saying? He called him something like that for him to go, because LeBron is one of the most criticized sportsmen and says nothing. I've not, to my knowledge, ever heard him clap back at anybody. Bear in mind, you got Manu Skip Bayless, who have pretty much made a career of being a LeBron hater.
Yes.
And he gets criticized more than most. Like, I can't think of a sports person more criticized than him currently right now. Even I was like, when I was getting into NBA, I was like, yo, what the hell did LeBron do? Did he slap a kid or something? Like, did he punch a coach?
He's just generally just a basketball player. This is why.
He's a basketball player. People just always just constantly, like, there seems to be, I get it if he cost your team a chip and stuff like that, or if you're a Cleveland Cavaliers fan and he left and things like that. But it seemed, like I said, to me, he said something. Even if it's off air, he said something. He must have been like, yeah, that bitch ass nigga. It must have been something like that. for LeBron. I could be wrong, but that's just me guessing. But big up Sai for all the super chats as well, man. Much appreciated. Sai for the super chats. Big up Ak for the super chats. Big up to all the members. Big up all the mods. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. Make sure you run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button. Get over to the Sarcasm City TV playback, people, where we will be going live for trying to finish the Pro Clubs playoffs. So we're playing EAFC 25. We went 9-1 yesterday, people. 9-1 in the 10 games. So now we're aiming. Have we got 10 more games? I think it's 20. So we're trying to go 10-0 pretty much, people. So yeah, go over to the Sarcasm City TV playback. You see it there on the screen. You see it in the chat, www.playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV, or download the playback app from your app store, people. And in the same way you watch and comment for free, watch and comment for free on YouTube is the exact same on the playback. So you sign up, create an account, and then you'll see us on the screen, and you just comment and you just enjoy the content like this. And of course, make sure you follow the Spotify as well, people. Make sure you follow the Spotify where you get this show and all the other shows on as audio only, people. So if you want to listen to any of these live streams on the YouTube channel, audio only, and you don't want YouTube using up all your data, go to Spotify, type in Sarcasm City TV, iTunes, Apple Podcast, or SoundCloud, people. Wherever you listen to podcasts, all the shows, including the United Spurs one, everything apart from watch-alongs, the gaming content, and the fan call in show. Anything you might want to add before we close out?
No, man. No, go on. Now go on.
Literally just Arteta, and that's what I have to say, bro.
I hear you. Jez, anything you want to
add? Hashtag why not? Why can't Arsenal? Why can't they do it? Why can't they go all the way to the UCL final? What they taught me. Why can't they?
Why can't they?
Why not? Hashtag why not, man? And also people, as Flores obviously earlier said, I said earlier, I've been starting streaming again on Twitch. Names literally under my big name there, Black Saint. I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Let's go.
Trying to play the game, so I'm probably going to be live tomorrow as well, doing some of these Premier League matches. Not the early one, but probably after the early kickoff. So yeah.
It's right there, people. Jez's Twitch is in the chat. Go run up the follows on there.
Yeah, man. Like 6 away from 100. So
yeah man. 200 to go. Get my 200 followers on there, people. Go make sure you follow up Jez on the Twitch, twitch.tv/theblacksayan, and it's the BVLCKSAIYAN. So make sure you do so as well. We're going live on the playback, like I said, in a couple of minutes. So it'll be over there. I just need to set up the stream. And we're going to redirect over to Jacob as well. This has been the Manchester United Tottenham Hotspur podcast. Man, the United pod, me talking at Tottenham Talk pod, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.